Welcome back, Last Request Barbecue Show. A very special episode. I got a new barbecue, a kamado-style from Grilla Grills. Their Grilla Grills Kong just dropped off at the end of my driveway. Great folks who dropped it off. The gentleman dropped it off, did such a fantastic job. Shipped directly from Michigan, from the Grilla Grill folks. And by the way, shout out to Smokin Joe's Pit Barbecue. It was Smokin Joe who I first came to know of the Grilla Grills Kong. So all props to him. Hey, Grilla Grills, if you're listening, he gets the credit, right? So anyway, so what am I gonna do? Well, this is kind of like a why I bought it episode, lighten it, first cook, which is a lot of fun. And for my first cook, I'm gonna do something really cool. I'm gonna do a tomahawk steak, a ginormous tomahawk steak with Brock Lesnar.
Heavyweight champion of the world, Brock Lesnar. You just shove that cop aside. 1,000 years ago, the only way you saw a guy like this is if they came up on your shore in a boat and then you ran.
Yes, that's right. Bearded Butcher and Brock Lesnar, the MMA guy, came up with this spice, and I want to give it a try. It'll be the first cook on the grill. You know, I don't know much about Brock, actually. I didn't really know much about him at all. It turns out he lives in Canada, lives in Saskatchewan, he's a fan of the Saskatchewan Rough Riders, Go Riders. So, you know, interesting character and such an accomplished athlete. And now he's got a spice, so we're going to give it a try. And this episode will be a mix of cooking a tomahawk, which is pretty straightforward. You put spice on, cook, but also an introduction to the Kong. I'll follow that up after, you know, a month or so, a month and a half of using it with kind of a review. But this is kind of like an unboxing video, so to speak. Anyway, let's get started. All right, that's the cover. Now this should be crispy. This would be the diffuser. Great packaging, nicely done, very safe. All arrived in one piece. There we go. Diffuser with the rack. Perfect. Very nice. Oh, look at that. Look how easy that is. There we go. Look at that. All right, here it is, my Grilla Grills Kong. So I wanted a Kong, and thanks to my lovely family for getting me a Father's Day present. You know, a little bit of the backstory. I said, okay, well, I'll go get a Kamado Joe or a Big Green Egg. And first of all, they're kind of a little bit hard to find. Thank you, supply chain challenges. And then I just took the time, and as it happens, pure coincidence, Smokin Joe from Smokin Joe's Pit Barbecue did an episode featuring this product. I'm like, huh, well, if Smokin Joe likes it, I'm gonna definitely check it out. Never heard of it. Grilla Grills, based out of Michigan. Great backstory about how and where these are made and their approach. A bunch of engineers got together and said, hey, we can make some pretty interesting product. So I decided to go for this one. I looked at the price point. Price point was certainly an issue. You know, when I looked at the Kamado Joe and I looked at the Green Egg, they were all $3,000, $3,500 plus. By the time you're all landed and get them all here, by the time you add the accessories you kind of need, you know, whether that's a diffuser or, you know, a nest in terms of the Big Green Egg. Now, of course, they got brand going for them. Kamado Joe's wonderful product, as is the Big Green Egg. But I thought I'd look around for a bit. So I checked out, and I'll put links into the video. They do some comparisons. One of the comparisons I have to say is pretty funny, is the engineers and the guys, the owners from the Grilla Grills, put this together, and then they put a Big Green Egg together. And surprise, surprise, it takes them a long time to put the Green Egg together. They did build and design this. But anyway, it's kind of fun that way. And by the way, shout out to my very good friend, Andrew Turner. Andrew is an advocate of these kind of Kamado style. So there's, you know, the Kamado style and then different brands, 3 big brands, 2 big brands, and then now this one, Grilla Grill. So I love the product. The ordering was simple. Now, of course, I'm in Canada. If you're in the US watching this, you go online, they ship it right to your door. No fuss, no muss, just quoted, it's delivery in. For Canada, they got to get across the border, so it was plus delivery, but called them up and said, okay, I'm going to order this thing. Let me know, and then they put in a fully loaded price. Net, I wound up paying, probably by the time you could do the conversion, maybe $1,500 plus, maybe $1,600 for Canadian. So that's landed at the end of my driveway versus kind of more than $3,000 for the other two. But am I sacrificing anything? Well, it's smaller in diameter, but it has 2 different racks, as do some accessories. So you're not really, I didn't think of myself as sacrificing anything, and it's really well designed. It's really well thought through. So I'm going to take you through some of the features I like. Haven't used it yet. This is the first cook on this episode, but I want to tell you a little bit about why I bought it and what the kind of features are. I'll get more into that, but it is also fun to kind of be the first one to put the charcoal in, get it started. And hey, I'm a newbie at this. You know, I watched a lot of videos, but in terms of how to work a kamado product, but you know, nothing like experiencing. So we're gonna experience that together. Anyway, so let's just get this thing sparked up and we'll cook our tomahawk steak and we'll see how that goes. We'll get it nice and hot. Lots of great cooking ahead. All right, let's get started. Pretty straightforward. You got our Dahlstrom knife here. I don't think we're using much of the Dahlstrom knife actually. And I just found this hack. Look at this in the packaging. I got this from Longo's. Check out this packaging. You open up, it's kind of perforated. Open that up, and then it looks like it opens up. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it doesn't work. All right, we need the, we need our knife. All right, let's get this thing cut open. Hey, so like I said, we're gonna be using the Bearded Butchers Brock Lesnar spicing, which is available at my partner, All Barbecue Canada. Nice looking piece of meat here. Beautiful piece of meat, actually. Let's see, are we happy with this? I think I might trim a bit of this off here. No, that's fine. You know what? There's nothing much to do here. It's a nice piece of meat. I'm not going to touch much of it. It is a ginormous steak. This is a funny episode if you care to go look at the Bearded Butchers where they cook a tomahawk with Brock and then they all just start eating it from, they're cutting it from the tomahawk. I found it quite funny actually, but it's kind of fun. These are big fellas, so they can get away with that kind of stuff and they're big appetites and big fellas, so good for them. All right, so as I said, we're going to put plenty of this Brock Lesnar blend of seasoning. It's a bit of salt forward, as you'd expect. So we're going to start with this, and we're going to end with this, actually. So this is the only spice we're going to put on. So let's put a liberal amount on. Yeah, I bet you it's going to make an amazing crust. We're going to cook it up on the Grilla Grills. Yeah, I'm putting this on liberally. Hopefully that'll work out okay. I think it will. We'll pat that in. All right, now we'll let that, what do they say, sweat in. And then let's go meet my new grill, the Grilla Grills Kong. All right, here we go, the inaugural cook. Let's get started. So once again, thanks to my very good friend, Andrew Turner, who is the master. I don't buy a barbecue without checking in with Andrew Turner. He is a master at cooking on the kamado style. So we've talked a lot about this product and a lot about how to do it. Watch the videos. Let's get started. All right, up comes our top. And now one of the features of the Kong has got this 2-level grate, which actually move these both up and put more charcoal in if need be on a long cook. But for now, let's take both of these off. And we're gonna take this diffuser. So I bought these diffuser plates. And I bought the Half Moon diffuser plates. You can get a whole one. And we'll be using those today. All right, well, there we go. Now let's get started. So everybody says the same thing. Use premium lunked charcoal. So I'm using the premium Jealous Devil. So let's get some of that charcoal in here. First one. There we go. That's about, I think that's about enough as I want to put in. I don't want to put it in too much. Everybody says put it too much, you're going to choke it out. This is all about managing airflow. So we've got some air to push those out to the sides. And that way we make sure we got good air. Now we're also going to use some of these flamers to get them started. And some people do is they put them in up top and somehow magically hope that the flame is going to go down. I'm going to put them in and under. Just enough so I can get it lit. There we go. Put some here, got this huge chunk there. I put 4 in, maybe that's too much. I'm gonna put some wood on it, but let's get this party started. There we go. And we'll leave that for a bit. I've got the vent full open on the bottom and full open on the top. So let's come back in a bit and see if our charcoal has done its job. There we go, full open on the 3. So maximum amount of air flowing through there. Let's see if that works. All right, I actually added a little bit more charcoal because the temperature was settling a little lower than I wanted it. You know, I wanted it a bit higher as I smoke and then really grill and sear our steak. So we're hovering now at close to 600 degrees, so we're rocking. Let's take a look. Oh, beautiful. Still got some fire going in, white hot, white hot. So let's get some wood chunks in here. Add that extra smoky flavor. Now let's put in our diffuser here. Comme ça. We're just gonna put in 1/2 of the diffuser because I'm gonna let that get heated up, and we're gonna put our steak on this side. Put our grill rack in. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot. That's hot. Let that go. Love the addition of this. Let's close that up. Let that get smoking a bit, and then we'll put in our tomahawk. All right, my kamado is smoking hot. I got it up to 800 degrees. Woo, that's pretty hot. And we could use a little smoke, so I'm gonna add in another couple of chunks. Later, look at that, I love that feature. Just drop those in, and we'll have some great smoke coming. I love this feature, don't have to lift it off. All right, so now let's get our tomahawk onto the other side. We're gonna smoke it for a while. There we go. Ooh, look at that. There we go. And we're just gonna let that smoke there in that heat. That's where we're gonna get started. All right, beautiful. Now when I close it up, I've also closed the vents. I had them over at 3 just to get it started. It's probably a little too much, rookie mistake. I'm gonna keep it there. We're never down to about 500, 600. So I'm gonna keep it at a 1, and I've closed the bottom vent down to just about an inch open, and that'll control my temp. Now, just because we're starting with a tomahawk steak, it's a big day. It's also a big day for Ziggy Dog. Thanks to my friends at Wren's Pets, Larissa and Scott, they sent me a wonderful care package for our doggo Ziggy. Check this out, how fun is that? All right, let's give this to Ziggy in honor of, we won't put that one on, that's for sure, but Ziggy deserves a steak too, so let's get this to Ziggy. All right, check this steak out. Thank you again, Larissa and Scott from Wren's Pets. Ziggy, what do you think? Oh, I think he likes it. All right, Ziggy gets a steak. There's no Brock Lesnar on it, but Ziggy gets a steak. We get a steak. Have fun, Ziggy. Good boy. Good boy. So everyone, Andrew Turner, everyone tells me it's all about managing airflow. So I took it down from 700 to 500. And really what I did is just close the damper. See, it's barely open here on, what is that? You know, 0.1, and that's draw it down, and then close the damper down below. So let's see where our steak is. Nice and smoky. Let's see how we're doing here. Oh, it's looking good, it's looking good. It's about time to move it in a few minutes to the grilling side. So let's open this damper up and let's get that cooking in such a way that we get hot, fiery hot, searing hot. So let's crank this open to 3 and let's see if we get that temperature up to about 700 degrees. And so I'm going to open the bottom vent and let's see if we can get that back up to about 700 degrees. You know, that temperature start to move real quick. Beautiful. All right, opening those vents has got this thing steaming. We're almost at 700. Let's take a look. It is steaming hot, and let's just get this now. Oh yeah, that's fire, man. Beautiful. Let's get that over here. Let's get some grilling done. Check that out. Let's close this up. Let's close the vent a little bit so we could suppress that fire for now. But then that heat and that temperature, that's searing that steak, man. Won't leave it on there for long. The big piece of meat though, it can handle a lot of heat and a lot of smoke. Loving my new Grilla Grills. Smoky, all right, let's do a lift and check out how much smoke. I got it up to 600 degrees. Let's take a look. Oh man, that's cooking, man. Looking good. What do you think, Emmett?
It's good.
Let's give it a flip, eh? Oh yeah. Oh, my leg broke off. The bone broke off. What do you think?
Can't even see.
Can't even see. Look at that. Suppress that down like that, and then let's close this up. I got it only open to 1 to just control the flames. But it's hot, man. Ready in a minute, I think. Loving the grill. Look at that smoke. The amount of smoke comes out of there. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Let's see where we're at. We're 133.
Take it off.
Pretty good, right? Let's take it off. All right, let's get this over. There we go. Let's rest it right there. Check that out. Looks amazing. Let's rest it. And then we'll do some cut and put some cheese on it. Let's close this up because we're also cooking a bit of salmon tonight on this. So let's get this down. We certainly don't need 600 degrees for salmon. So let's close the vents up. Keep them on just a little bit of a half. Close the vent down here at the bottom. All right. Sizzle, sizzle. All right, our Brock Lesnar steak has been resting for about 10 minutes as those juices come back. So let's cut it open and let's see how we've done. Buttery smooth. Look at that. delicious. Cuts through this steak like the butteriness it is. Just the perfect colors, red. Wonderful. Now, what goes best on this? That's a bit of gorgonzola cheese. I asked my cheese master, Girth from Lakeview Cheese, there it is, and he recommended this smoked gorgonzola cheese, Arlo Foods in Ontario. So let's give it a try. We'll put a bit of that on. We'll let that just melt in. Oh my goodness, that's good cheese. The very first cook on the Grilla Grills Kong. Many more to come. Really enjoyed it. Hope you did too. Don't forget to hit that like button. Bon appetit. That's our Brock Lesnar steak.